Hello everybody, in this video we are going to demonstrate configuring a Wi-Fi access point hotspot, setting up USB drives and configuring a Windows share using the Raspberry Pi Advanced Configuration menu. This menu is available free of charge. You can download the script from us and run it on any Raspbian Debian package that you download from raspberrypi.org. Now, initially, so head on over to raspberrypi.org, download section, Raspbian images, and you can download either one of these two. Typically your Raspbian Jessie Lite image is great for headless. It doesn't have a desktop if you're planning to just create an access point, a wireless access point for your network. Okay. Additionally, the menu will complement any other product that's available on the site. Alright, so let's get started. Right, now I have a Wi-Fi adapter installed on my local machine, and as you can see, I can see a number of Wi-Fi networks in my environment, but the one that we're going to be configured, we're going to name www.iiot.co.za. Alright, so let's get started. Over here I have a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. On it I have a Debian package installed, a Raspbian package. I have a USB flash drive with a movie on it, and I have also prepared a Windows share with another movie on it. Alright, so the Pi is powered up, SSH is enabled, and now we're going to connect to it. Log in as Pi, password Raspberry. Alright, the command is, please run it with sudo, right? Sudo /main menu. Alright, let's drag and place that over here. Alright, so we go to our network configuration menu. Now, before I go through these steps, the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B that we have here has an Ethernet connection plugged in, and I have an ADSL internet which is accessible across this Ethernet. So this interface has drawn an IP address from our local area network, and it can also see the internet. Let me demonstrate that by opening up a duplicate session. Let's log on here as Pi. Raspberry. And ifconfig. So as you can see, I have a local area network IP address that's been assigned to my first Ethernet adapter, and my wireless adapter, my onboard wireless adapter, is unconfigured. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a wireless access point, and then we're going to enable IP forwarding and masquerading to turn it into a internet hotspot. Alright, so let's enter on install wireless AP. It prompts you for a password that you need to use. If you don't follow the instructions, entering a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 63 characters, the service will simply not start. So for purposes of demonstration, I'm going to use 123456789 as my password, and as I mentioned earlier, we're going to create a station ID called www.iiot.co.za. Alright, the next it asks for the fixed IP address of the wireless adapter itself. Now you can use what is given as an example, or you can choose a different range. In this example I'm going to get 10.0.12.1. again, you're welcome to use the range in the example. In this particular case, if you've used an IP address for your Wi-Fi adapter, always increment it by 1. So it's 10.0.12.2. And the end address giving, in this particular case, I'm going to end 100, so I have 98 usable addresses. 10.0.12.100. Alright, the changes have been done and successfully completed. Now I also want to enable IPv forwarding so that I can access the internet through my Raspberry Pi's Wi-Fi connection. So let's go down to IP forward in Masquerade, to the Ethernet adapter, and the changes are done. Note that I still do not have www.iot.co.za as a available SSID network here, and it has instructed us to exit and reboot our Raspberry Pi. At this point, both SSH sessions will unexpectedly close as the Raspberry Pi reboots. Let's close out one of these windows. We don't need two. Alright, as you can see, our SSID has now become available, www.iot.co.za. Alright, at this point, I am going to disconnect my local area connection so that I have absolutely no connected networks at this point. Then I am going to connect to my Raspberry Pi 3's Wi-Fi adapter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 is the password, and we click to connect. As you can see, it's issued me an IP address 10.0.12.8. Alright. Let's now check our network connection. As you can see, my gateway is 10.0.12.1, which is my Raspberry Pi. My IP address, my local IP address is 10.0.12.8. With that configured, let's see if we can access the internet. And there we go, 100%. Just clicking on an additional site to prove that there's no caching in place in terms of this demonstration. Alright, let's switch back to our sessions. As you can see, that concludes setting up your Raspberry Pi as a Wi-Fi access point and a hotspot. Now we're going to proceed to setting up USB drives and configuring a Windows share. Alright, again, let's restart our session. Oops. Pi, password Raspberry, sudo /main menu. Alright, before I start the media configuration to add a USB drive, I'm going to duplicate this session to evidence that there is no additional adapters connected to this Raspberry Pi. Password Raspberry, fdisk-l, apologies, executed with the correct right, sudo fdisk-l. Right, as you can see, there's only two partitions visible here, and they both belong to the micro SD card that's on the Raspberry Pi. There are no other mapped devices. Right, at this point we plug in the USB flash drive. And we again issue the command. As you can see, I now have the device plugged in, and it's recognized that as an HTTPFS or HP Performance System NTFS partition. Right, so on our menu we would simply go to Media Configuration, and we would now be configuring USB drives. Press Enter. Please enter a folder name for your drive. So it has found a USB-A drive. It's asking us to give a name for a folder that it's going to create as a mount point, to which you would then access to see what is on or contained in your USB drive. So let's make that folder name USB _ drive _ A as an example. Change is successfully completed and your Raspberry Pi needs to be rebooted. Okay. At this point we say exit and reboot. Now notice the wireless SSID which we are currently connected to. It will drop off. There we go, it has now dropped off. Let's refresh. And let's reconnect, because remember we've disconnected our Ethernet connection to our PC. And we've reconnected and we've got the same IP address. Let's restart both of these sessions. Pi Raspberry and we cd / to get to the root drive. Let's do ls. As you can see, the USB-A drive is present. Let's access that drive, and there you can see I have one movie inside of there called The Accountant. Alright, the drive is also read-writable, so I can create a directory sudo mkdir test ls, and as you can see test is now available. So there are full read-write permissions in terms of that mount. Okay, that concludes setting up a USB drive. We're now going to proceed to set up a Windows share, which is pretty much the same as emulating a CIFS or a NAS share. Right. Go back to Pi's home directory, clear the screen, and sudo // menu. Alright. Let's close off this window because we no longer need it. Press enter on media configuration. Enter on shared drives. This is the username that you've allocated to your share. This is the password that you've allocated to your share. Local folder name you'd like to use as a mount point for your share. Let's call it share _ Windows. Enter a path to your share. Now, we had set up earlier a share here with a movie in it. We had set up a share folder here earlier with a movie in it. As you can see, that's the path. So we type in our path. Okay. And change is successfully completed. Alright, let's exit and reboot. Let's reconnect to wireless. Okay. Let's reconnect, restart the session. Log on as Pi. Password Raspberry. Alright, switch to the root folder of system, and as you can see, there's our share Windows endpoint. Let's access it, and there you can see, in fact, that is the MP4 movie file that we've placed in there for test purposes. Let's create a test directory. As you can see, there are read writes to this folder. RF. Let's remove the test folder. Okay. Alright, that concludes this video. We've configured a Wi-Fi access point, hotspot. We've set up USB drives, and we've also set up a Windows share. The process is relatively similar for NAS and CIFS. Alright, on the Raspberry Pi 3B we've used a USB flash drive. This can be an ordinary external USB hard drive. However, if you use a large drive, I'd strongly recommend that you use an external power supply. And alright, let's exit this window. Alright, this advanced configuration menu script is available from the iiot.co.za website. It is free. You add it to your cart, you check out, and you can download the script and run it on your Raspberry Pi, which will allow you to easily configure your network components, your storage components. And there is a secondary video to show you how to install WebTools utility channel on a Raspberry Pi as well. Okay, that concludes this video. Thank you everybody for watching.